Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Houses of Eorzea, the weekly show where we break into your house and touch all your stuff. Definitely not the other way around, where we break into your stuff and touch all your house. Um, I am turned around. There we go. I am your host, Raja.
And I'm your co-host, Safi, otherwise known as Safriel. I am here to help break into your house and touch all of your stuff, and we do it in that order, and we try not to break anything while we're here. So I'm going in blind today. Raja picked out a nice property for us, so I will let him lead the way.
Just to let you guys know, we've been offline for a while. One, I've been working on a house project for a friend. Two, I won my own house, so that consumed my life a lot. Three, real life just got everywhere. Four, Saf joined a new raid team, so that's why we're on Mondays now. Five, I don't know.
It's life. It's life. We can leave it at that. We've had a lot of life creeping into our game life. Some more extra game life creeping into our game life,
So
and we're juggling, but we are glad to be back.
Yes, we are glad to be back. And from here on out, I've been cheating. I've joined a group that's all about house building, and I am casing their properties. So no more going around on foot, looking for properties. These people are going to tell us where all the good stuff is. We'll break in there.
It's almost like delegating, but you don't even have to do the delegating, so it's very handy. We appreciate the efforts.
Today we are in a faraway land, and we find ourselves in the Imperium yet again. At this beautiful house. Be ready.
First thing that I'm seeing is that we have a nice purple roof to match all of our purple trees.
Oh, yes.
That's very exciting.
Like their fence. I did the same thing at my property.
Oh, now I like the hedge walls. These are fabulous.
Right.
The nice flowers that match everything. So much matchy-matchy. Makes me happy. Oh, that's a magical aetheryte tree. I like it.
Yes, as you can see, or you would if I could see my mouse cursor. Oh well, no mouse cursor today. Boy, my computer's just having all kinds of problems today. But yes, around the tree you can see the ringlet of the mini aetheryte shard. But I love what they've done with this house. You get a little bit of glitching here in the walkway.
Yeah, just a bit, right on the seam. Just they don't line up quite perfectly, but I like the effect of the walkway wrapping all the way around to the hot tub. So you don't have to, especially since, being in Imperium, really, it's chilly here. You don't want your wet toes hitting the cold grass on the way out of the hot tub. That's not pleasant, so we have a walkway. That's helpful.
And it's nighttime now.
I have one of my favorite gardens. I love those ones. They look so lush.
Right. They definitely used up every square inch of the yard. Like, there is very little actual grass to be seen.
Every inch and a few extra.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Good
the
on them.
only thing I find weird is they had a great idea. They had a great idea of putting this observation deck out, but they chose this side overlooking marketers, these marketeers.
Well,
Shopkeepers.
maybe
Man,
they're the shopkeep's boss, and they want to keep an eye on the goings on the
well,
marketplace.
not creepy at all. Nope.
Not at all.
But then over here on this side,
Yeah,
they had a,
we could have done this in reverse.
yeah, they could have done this in reverse. They could have put the observation deck over here where they get a nice, wonderful view of the mountains.
I suppose it wouldn't have worked with the wraparound walkway the way that they've done it if they reversed the hot tub on the other side. It could have been worked with. I don't know. I agree.
Yeah,
I would have preferred the deck overlooking this side myself as well. But maybe they have their reasons, and it does look nice.
It does.
I keep coming back to the hedge wall. It's really well done. I like it. The way they encased the flowers in there. Inward we go! What do we have in here? Today is the day for technological difficulties, folks. You cannot believe in Mercury retrograde all you want, but I do.
Oh, hang on. Yep.
I'm telling you, Mercury is in Gatorade. That is what it's in. I will wait for you inside on this cozy divan where someone has left their book for me to read. By torchlight, in fact.
Wow, I am. Oh my god.
Perhaps I will just describe the entire house. I can tell you that they're a fan of one of my favorite holidays.
This
And
is
that
what
they've
happens
done
when you take
really
a
nice
break, guys.
partitions.
Let me pause this so I can fix this thing.
All right, we will see you on the other side of the pause.
Okay. Well, got my cursor back.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Now I know why people record, but you know what? I don't want to sit there and try to upload gigs and gigs of information. Now let's go inside.
There you are.
Yay!
We have both arrived. As I was saying, I can see that they're a fan of one of my favorite holidays. Looking over here. First thing I saw was a pumpkin. Approve.
I want you to notice the door.
Yes, it is gorgeous.
That is a fantastic idea, which I will probably steal at some point.
It's really well done. That sinks in there perfectly, and it's difficult to do some of these fancy doorways that you see because when you place the assets, they like to just suck right into the wall. So not all things that you think would work there will actually work in practice. So
Especially
it takes a lot of trial and error.
Wall-mounted things have a tendency to snap the wall-mounted items, which is why they cover the doorway with a partition. You got to see how they got the partition behind this?
Yeah. That's what enables it to actually function.
And then they got two smaller wardrobes sunk into a large wardrobe with stained glass windows put behind the door. I mean, there's a lot of stuff sunk in here. It's those
are the rectangular panes that are placed just inside. So most of the stained glass is visible. But yeah, that is a really neat effect with the bars on the doors of the wardrobes, making that paned effect. Definitely. This is the book I was reading while I waited for you.
Was it any good?
By Torchlight. It's very amusing. And now we have a little sitting area. The first thing that you walk toward. Very cozy.
Yep.
You've got rugs, so I'm sure that you're happy.
Yes, I love my rugs. I mean, I know it drives some people nuts.
They have rugs, and then they have
gargoyles.
I mean, it's welcoming and yet not welcoming, all at the same time. This little sitting area is a little paradoxical, but they have comfy couches.
But it works with a theme. It definitely works with a theme.
Yeah, it's very castle-y in here thus far. It's my feel. Gives that castle vibe.
They got a nice little kitchen. Nice, cozy kitchen.
It's cozy, but it's not too cozy, so it still works. Glitching on the back of the stove, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's pretty visible, but sometimes there's just gonna be that one thing that you just can't
But there's
quite stop.
Cabinetries again. I have not figured out what these people are using to make those cabinets.
This is our new game. I mean, they say that glam is the end game, but this is also it's figure out what assets that people have combined to make these creative work.
Yes.
Oh, I see what's happened here. We've used 2 of my favorite sink and melded them together. That is why these dishes are here, because there is a second tap. But it gives the effect of having a double sink, and most people prefer to have a double sink because there's a place to rinse and dry your dishes.
Unfortunately, it also gave rise to glitching.
In the middle, yeah.
And I know how to fix that said glitching. I have learned in my endeavors to build my house. When I do show off my house, you will understand why I have a lot less hair now. But at the same time, I have learned. Look, this. Are those? Is that the bar tap turned sideways? That are the handles?
Oh no. I like that we have raised cabinets. We have a top row of cabinets. You don't notice right away.
Oh no, those are the music box. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the back of the music box.
You just put music boxes on your mantle. Now that you say that, I can see what you're talking about. They've got the nice lit loft above, keeping the light warm in here even when it's dark out.
But yeah, like I was saying, there is a way, because floor-mounted objects will always snap to the floor unless you float them like 3 feet into the ground or into the air. But I did find a trick as I was measuring and trying to build my kitchen. I found a little trick they could have used here to get rid of the glitching. So yeah, I'm gonna have to knock him for that.
And using the broken window pane was an interesting choice. So it's not so cheery for a kitchen to have broken windows, but that's just my opinion.
But the plus side is that the broken paned arch windows are dyeable, whereas the non-broken ones are not.
This is true. And yet, we have multiple browns going on in this kitchen, and we know the Battle of the Browns. I just was fighting the Battle of the Browns at your very own house.
Yeah.
There are so many browns in this game, and so many browns die differently on different assets that it becomes a struggle when you're working with just wood hues to get all of the colors to cooperate and come together. So
yeah, the problem is the wood grain effect, because it's just a shading. It's a shaded. I don't know how to describe it, but so the more complicated the wood grain, the more shading it has, which means it throws off the brown a lot.
Yep, the textures will affect. It's almost like real life wood in that regard. Like some of the ones with more texture are going to try to stain something. It's going to come out different, more porous, smoother. So come out with a more varied effect on a piece that has more texture. Left a full meal here for us to enjoy, so that was very courteous. I mean, it may be their meal. I probably shouldn't, but
and the choice of table and chairs continue with the theme. I love it.
And
even the soundtrack.
The color of the chairs matches with the color of the seating here and over here. They are trying to tie their colors together.
Yeah, they're trying to go for a definite macabre. Now, the only thing when I first scoped out this property, the only thing I don't understand is why they have this dance bowl in the middle of the walkway. Like, I don't understand.
Well, when I first glanced over here, it almost gave the illusion of how you might have a sliding door, like just glass pane sliding door. That's what I saw at first glance, but then realized no bottom to it, so it couldn't be that. So the pole just becomes sort of a port beam of sorts.
And then they got some glitching up the air. What did they use above that trope stage?
You mean where it's glitching up above the doorway?
Yeah, what is that? I'm very curious because my house is also in the Imperium, and Imperium the base Imperium baseboard is stone, so I try to work as much stone into my build as possible. That stone above that trope stage is ceiling. Something I'm not familiar
Have they
with.
got fireplaces? No, those stones are bigger on the fireplaces, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sometimes when you see an asset not in its usual element, your brain takes a moment to try to figure out which thing it is that you're seeing. So
Right, because for all we know, that's probably that could be like some huge asset, and we're just seeing a very tiny little piece of it.
yeah, exactly.
But this seating area is very nice. They took
Yeah, I mean they've made an indoor garden here.
they took the royal partitions, had the royal partitions sunk down into the ground. Oh no, oh, ow. This one especially is just I'm gonna get seasick just looking at it.
They've worked with a lot of the waterfalls in here, and you know that can be a struggle. Those waterfalls don't like to stay where you try to place them, and that could be part of the reason why they built the ceiling underneath the waterfalls. Sometimes they don't like to cooperate the upper part of these waterfalls when you're trying to create these effects, these water walls.
Right. Either that, or they got some glitching going upstairs, where they got stuff sinking down into the floor. Which is the
Yeah,
trick. This
it's
is the trick that I
possible
used.
too. Just lowered the ceiling downstairs if you have something sticking through from upstairs. Yeah.
Now the thing
Got
is,
some chairs back in there. That's a neat effect. It almost looks like a graveyard effect that they have
tombstones,
going. Yeah.
exactly. But how did they get to one chair to stay down? Because it's a floor snap object, which means it would want to sit there and snap to the nearest floor, and that's definitely not 3 feet sunken.
But we've also seen that as long as you sink something far enough, it will stay. And these are very tall chairs. That is sunk probably far enough.
Okay. The two back chairs are snapping to the asset in the back, and then the other chair is facing the other way and snapping to the floor. That's what okay.
Neat effect. Looks like tombstones in a graveyard back there with the moon. So very pretty.
Huh.
This room that makes you feel like you're in, I don't know, New Orleans.
Now, is it me, or have I never seen this table before? Have you seen this table before?
You know, I feel like this is 2 asset, but I'm not entirely certain. I don't think it is. I don't think I've seen the table. It looks like a full-on outdoor garden that they have in here. That's why it creates that indoor garden effect. I don't know which table that is. We'll have to look at that one.
Now, they had their I don't know what to do with the corner, and I just sat there and said, nope.
They just covered it up.
Yep. Now, they could have a secret sex dungeon back here. Let's see.
You know, we always have to look, you know. This is the break into your house, touch all of your stuff. I've run into something, however.
Nope.
Oh, there you are. Oh, well, that's very glitchy over there, but we're not supposed to see that anyway, so we'll just...
Oh, you see it from the other side. Trust me, I already saw it.
Oh, I haven't gone up the stairs, so...
Speaking of, let's go upstairs.
Oh, yes, there it is. Indeed. Very glitchy.
They just had to move
Probably does not have to be
Yeah, so all they had to do was move it a smidge. Candelabra in the walkway, or the stairwell. Very nice. Oh, and the
They're
glitching gets
taller
worse.
than I realized.
They're stacked on top. And it gave rise to even more glitch. Oh, that's a lot of glitch.
Oh, yeah. It is the glitch that never ends.
This isn't a
And it
partition.
goes around the corner, so it really never does. That's unfortunate, because it is a pretty quick fix. To not have your walls twitching like that. It can be done.
Oh, and they ran into the problem. See how these partitions are loading up because they got it pushed too far back. And
Oh, yep.
it's floor snapping to the rise handrail. Which I guess if you never look up, you'll never really notice. But it's our job to notice. I do love this. I do love this vanity.
Me too, yeah. It's a nice little dressing table. Very regal.
I wonder what they got from the mirror.
And they have their towels that match their curtains on the dressing table. So
Yes, which I have towels now too. I am so
you
happy.
do. You have made towel connection.
We got more waterfall partitions. We got the top of the waterfall partitions hidden by the ivy. A nice touch. And there's another secret spot back here. Your secret spot.
There has to be something back there. It's an empty room.
Let me in. Oh, come on. Let me through. Oh. Yep. It empty. Oh yeah, it's definitely more apparent on this side. Where the wall is snapping to the
Yeah.
whatchamacallit. Other than that, nice open room. A little open for my taste.
A telescope set up here to look at the moon. That is.
It is.
Very
It is
creative.
a nice touch. And you don't see the round trope stage used very often either.
And you're not seeing very much of it here, but yeah, it creates that nice mirrored effect from the shape of the moon, the shape of the platform that standing on.
Unfortunately, their
standing back here.
Their math is off. Their math is way off.
Yeah, I see up there.
That's a neat. That's a neat idea. I love the idea. Need to work on their math a little bit more.
They can sit here and play sad music in their macabre.
What is this? What is the roof? Is this a? Is this? No, this isn't a bed, is it?
You know, I bet you it is part of a bed. It is part of a canopy bed. I hadn't looked up to realize that it was a dome ceiling, but yeah. It almost looks like the Glade.
Huh. Such an interesting design choice. I mean, it's almost not even visible. So I mean, it was almost not even worth the effort. But they actually went that way.
Sometimes, you get a creative idea and you just keep building on it. Starts somewhere and then you're like, that's... If I add, yeah, start layering these items. I do wish that the shapes lined up a little bit better. That's sort of the math problem you're talking about.
Now this is a nice. They made their own canopy bed.
Yep.
Nice.
They made a grand four-poster effect. Doesn't really have all four posts, but it has the illusion of. So your brain kind of fills it in for you. I like the sideboard that they added as part of the footboard. Lots of drawer storage.
That's not even that's not a mattress at all. That's a trope
We
stage?
have a futon mattress.
On a trope stage. That's sunk down into the... That's how they got the futon to stay up that high. Because the futon is another one of those things that'll floor snap, and the futon bed is very, very low to the ground. So usually when we see this, that's why the beds are elevated on a stage. But they are getting around that by using a trope stage.
That looks like a regular bed.
No,
not the feather bed, but the one that's dyeable. I'll have to look when I can look at housing previews, but that definitely looks like a bed because I recognize the trim.
Maybe you're right.
It is a bed, but I'll tell you what's happening is I bet you that futon mattress is snapped to this extra piece.
It has to be some kind of trick, yeah, because that, trust me, I tried to build my own bed in my house because I didn't like I still don't like my bed. I still don't like my bed. It's not exactly, because I wanted something definitely like this.
This headboard is a desk.
Which I may now steal.
Or rather, well, it's almost a headboard, but it has its own built-in nightstand by the way that they've done it, but this is a desk. That's neat.
They could have gotten their math.
Use assets in all different ways.
They could have gotten their math a little bit better because it's a little bit too far right.
Or when you look at it, it makes the art on the wall look a little too far left.
Yeah.
Which thing exactly it is? Not sure, but it's not quite centered. These are the same pieces that were used on the front door. They have another item back there, probably a carbuncle or something, creating that glowy effect through the
I think it is a carbuncle
window.
Yep.
Confirmed carbuncle.
Confirmed carbuncle.
Carbuncle sighting.
I'm not familiar with the piece that they use this footrest or the footboard.
Yeah, it looks like what you would call a sideboard of some kind. I also am not familiar with exactly which piece to name it. We don't actually see it very often, but it was a good use of it.
Right. They got a little cello set up over here.
Yep. It's a place to lament your math problems by playing sad music.
Right. Oh, I like the armor.
Up to the rafters. Yeah. That is gorgeous. Black and purple and glowy.
Absolutely. Other than that, this is a pretty big, barren room.
Yeah, they haven't put a lot of assets in the center of the room because we've used so many layered assets in what is here to
Right.
create some of the effects. But
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
had probably
by the same
ran out.
token, it does create that feel of a really clean space. Place for everything and everything in its place kind of thing.
Oh, that wall's gonna drive me nuts.
Yeah, that wall is very, very glitchy.
Let's go see what they got hidden in the basement.
Trick bookshelf basement. Another candelabra. Ooh,
Oh, this
fancy.
is nice. See, see, you don't need to do a lot with your stairwell to make
Just
it.
do something.
Yes.
Here we've got flagstone floor going on.
Oh, this is.
Oh dear. It's a little gory over in this area. Must be where the sacrifices happen. That is the only thing I can surmise.
Look at all the blood. Oh no.
Yeah. Don't step. Oh. Don't slip in it. Ah.
The crunchy
dear.
sounds. But no, I like this. Oh, it. I don't know, like a little bit of necro, a little bit alchemist.
It's very ritualistic down here. That is a fact. We've got the candles and the incense, but it's not in the romantic sense.
Not at all.
Definitely sacrificial. Oh well, and there's this. It all makes sense now. I had not turned to my right.
A coffin.
Somehow I walked right by this coffin.
Now these urns on this altar, this altar all together. I'm not. What is this?
Well, these are an incense burner.
Right, but I'm not familiar with it, nor am I familiar with the altar at all. And it's not pieces stacked together. This is all one piece.
I think we might have more than one piece.
Okay.
Sometimes you wish that you could just hit the housing button when you're in somebody else's house.
Right, yeah.
Figure out how did you do that. But that is like, that's like getting your hands easily on someone's secret recipe. People don't want to give out their secret recipe, and I understand that. Doesn't stop me wanting it.
Oh, no, that's a nice effect. They got the wings. They got the angel wings dyed red behind the whatchamacallit? God, I can't even remember his name.
Yeah, it gives a spatter effect.
Right.
Really, in this context. It's almost like blood spatter, paint spatter.
Wow. They seriously used 8 of the alchemist potion racks to make that wall.
I have just 1 potion rack. You can have 8. They're very serious about whatever it is that they're doing down here. I'll give them that.
It is a nice effect. But yet again, I have to sit there and point out their math sucks.
Oh, this lighting effect up here.
Right.
The way that this piece sunk is kind of neat.
Because that is the Bahamut. That is the Bahamut.
Whole dome.
And I don't think the Bahamut lights up like that. There's something else lighting that up. Is there a brick wall behind here? What is causing that?
I have seen that in another context, and I'm just not able to name it right now. I've seen that lit up dome somewhere. Now I'm going to have to figure out where it was.
No, that's the outer wall.
This must be where they keep the ledgers of all of the sacrifices and note down all of their spells and formulas and concoctions.
Now, do they have a secret dungeon back behind this bookshelf?
Do they now?
No. Just
No,
another
nothing.
blank room. Oh, yep. Oh, yeah, they got one. Oh! Hello.
It's my turn to not be able to walk through walls today. There we go.
Is that the Marlboro bookshelf?
Oh, the marble. Aha. Now that you see it from underneath.
Yeah. I have to go back up. And I have to go see how.
Me too. I was just thinking the same. Yeah, let me out.
Come on. Tell me no. I don't like no.
But I will say that they've done a good job of creating a cohesive vibe in this room. Pretty.
Yeah, they definitely got me. They definitely got me wondering on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Oh, they got rid of their. Don't know what to do with the corner over here too.
They have made us think today.
Let's see how that Marlboro bookcase worked into that room. Oops.
Oh dear.
Well, now that I'm down
Managed to
here.
be in the floor.
Now that I'm down here. Oh, yep, I am glitched.
Very, very. Let's return to front door.
Yo. There we go. What the? See, I broke too much of their stuff.
Came in here and we broke stuff. We're sorry. We're so sorry for breaking all of your stuff.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. It's down there. Literally, they got that whole...
Well, you actually can see it now that you're thinking about it. You don't notice it right off.
Right. It's, these red... This tentacle here. Go back there. Go here. Oh, and there's a little bit of tentacle sticking up through the floor.
But, you know, when you first see it, you don't think marble because it's just so little of it showing kind of adds some extra color to this garden room, and you don't really think about it hard. I love how they have the waterfalls plus the waterfalls. Not just the long rectangular waterfalls, but also the stone waterfalls stacked one on top of the other, which you have seen before, but in a different manner. The ones that we saw stacked before were not outward facing, or if they were outward facing, they were sunken into other assets, partition things to make it look like it was pouring out of wall instead. Is how we have seen those stacked before, but sometimes just turned around for the stone.
Well, I will have to say, homeowner, you definitely got my brain thinking, because you are using assets in ways that definitely got my head scratching.
I agree. There's been a lot to make us think in here today. Try to figure out the workings of, and we actually enjoy doing that, so that makes this a fun excursion for us.
But I am so totally gonna steal this store when I go with the dark gothic. When I go with the dark gothic build, I'm definitely gonna sit there and steal this store. And that is That is such a great idea. I love it.
Just the trim of it just gives that whole look to it. Now that I'm looking at it again, though, I can see that the math is a little bit off. A little to the left. Didn't notice it at first just because you're in awe of the aesthetic, but
Yeah.
notice just these little math errors here and there. But, like, again, these are things that usually, for the most part, can be fixed. They can be worked with. They can be worked around. There are no...
Not only that, but it's a very easy fix because you can tell that they're using an add-on because the game allows you to sit there and glitch stuff up, but there is nothing in the game that allows you to glitch stuff down. So seeing that they have stuff glitched into the floor, like on the ground floor, like in the basement, there's stuff sunk down to the ground further still. Definitely tells me that they are using an add-on. So that with the add-on, that math could have been very easily. But
there's so much to consider in here.
There is. So are we ready to score this thing?
I think we're ready to do our best. I'm still taking everything in one more time.
Oh, well, wait till you start seeing some of the other properties that got picked up. Which, by the way, this is one of the properties that came off of that Facebook group that I belong to.
Right.
So this is the first one that I chose. And honestly, I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to consider, a lot to talk about in here. We found a lot of rabbit holes to fall into along the way.
Oh yeah.
Got our creative brains going, and we get into shop talk. But for those that enjoy doing this sort of thing, I'm sure you know. But there's a lot to take in here. It gives this, clean, great big open castle, dark castle effect everywhere, what they've done, but there's a whole lot of assets placed in a whole lot of ways to get there. So this is a lot of work that went into this. And well, we have said we noticed things like some glitching, we noticed a little bit of problems with the math. There is still so much effort that's gone into this that we just have to appreciate.
Oh yeah. Well, as always, we grade on our 5 criteria, which might change now that we're getting into some of these S tier class houses.
Definitely.
We grade on color, build execution, creativity, consistency, and landscaping. Color for me is a 5 out of 5. It's a nice dark color palette. I love dark color palettes. And it's consistent all the way through.
I think for me, I want to give it a higher score, but on a couple of counts, I can't get there. I love the dark color palette as well. I love the dark castle feel that they have going on in here, but it's more of the aesthetic than the actual color use per se that getting it there. I know that they have definitely made an effort to try and tie in their colors. There's just a couple of things that I feel like could have been chosen a little more carefully. I think that they lost the Battle of the Browns in a couple of places. That said, I know how difficult it is. But overall, they did really
she
try
letting
to
you
tie
hate brown?
together their color elements. I would say probably a 4 out of 5 for me, just on the few things that don't quite tie together. But for the most part, yeah, very strong effort on the color.
All
4 out of
right.
5.
Okay. So next is build execution. Build execution for me is going to be a 3.5 out of 5 because there are just so many glitches that should not be here. Alignment issues that should not exist, especially knowing that they are using burning down the house.
So I'm thinking they've used so much layering that although, we have found some glitching and stuff, I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen yet more just because of the amount of layered assets. I am still thinking that glitching that we see, however, is be substantial in the places that we do see it. Very much something that you can't whole walls. Like we've said, some of these things are pretty easy to fix. A little bit of math, so we're saying the same 5.
Okay, 3.5, a 3.5 out of 5. Yeah, and your mic is totally trolling you right now.
My mic is being a jerk. I'm sorry, folks.
Yes,
Is that any better?
troll. Yes. Or no. Creativity. 5 out of 5 here for me because they have done things in this house that really got me like trying to figure out what exactly it is they did to make these things that they did happen.
Exactly.
And
I'm thinking.
when they can make
Go
me
ahead.
ask, yeah, when they can make me ask questions like, how did they do that? What asset is that? I mean, it's fun. It's the mystery that intrigues me.
Yeah, for sure. It gets the creative brain in the act. We're just like, what the? What did they do? Very creative.
So, would you score them at?
I mean, I'm giving them a 5 out of 5 for creativity. They have gone all out with trying to create their aesthetic, and they've done a great job with that. It just flows all throughout. It's very certain kind of aesthetic that they were going for, and they pulled it off. So using all of these different assets, new ways, that it's 100% creative. So yes, 5 out of 5.
Consistency is another 5 out of 5 for me. Because I mean, all the way through it feels like a medieval castle, or somewhere Count Dracula would live. Very, it just carries that vibe all the way through. Even the little arboretum that they built, even though it's like different in context of the rest of the house, it's done in a way with the stone that they used and the dark lighting. It still fits.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I think that for consistency, it's a 5 out of 5 because they have taken their aesthetic all the way through the entire house. You don't there's no jarring change as to what's going on this floor versus what's going on that floor. To have the same feel throughout, it's very and that's enjoyable.
Your mic is trolling you again.
Oh my goodness! Why is it doing this to me? It's not fair.
Bad mic.
I don't know where I lost you all, but I am saying 5 out of 5 for consistency. Their aesthetic is carried all throughout the house and very immersive. And I enjoy that. We aren't losing any cohesiveness. We're not wondering what's going on this floor, what's going on this floor that's different from the previous floor. Where are we? You don't get lost thematically. So, definite 5 out of 5.
Okay, now we head outside for our last thing, landscaping. For me, landscaping, I would give them a 4 out of 5. I love that they used up almost the entire yard. I'm not even exactly sure how they got this little border underneath this hedge wall, unless that's part of the hedge wall. Is that part of the hedge wall asset? The brick?
That is a good question. It could very well be.
Well, I give them a 4 out of 5, only because there is some glitching that would be very easy to fix. They could have pushed this further in, over here, and then they could have pushed this guy into the house, because the add-on would have totally allowed for that to happen. So those two glitches didn't need to exist. And the reason also is they should have inverted. They should have put their hot tub over here and put this sun deck over on the other side.
I too feel like they could have inverted, because it's such a pleasant view on this side as compared to the other side, but I've been going for humor, but the rest of their aesthetic seems very serious, so I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I suppose the basement isn't entirely serious. I will say the color out here is fantastic. Tied everything together, so that definitely gets my approval. The glitching to consider. I'm not gonna dock anything points wise in my brain for not inverting. I'm just going to do that. That's a personal preference for me. Why they made the choice, they made it. But the glitching is something that, again, like you said, can definitely fix. Improved upon. So for that little bit, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. They've just got a couple things that are poking through here and there, but other than that, the layout of the yard, and I'm in love with the hedge walls, the garden.
Yes.
See,
that's why I knew you liked this property. When I saw this yard, I'm like, oh, Sap's gonna love this.
Yep. I'm all about this. So this gets a 4.5 out of 5 for me. Fix that glitching, and it would be a 5. Ooh, great job.
All right, so these homeowners get a whopping 4.45 out of 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, all those fives made up for the build execution.
For sure, yeah. Creativity and consistency will get you far.
Yes,
Have to
absolutely.
agree.
Okay, now it's time for best and worst.
I hate that I can't. I mean, I would almost say that the yard, just being the first thing that I saw, it really drew me in. I would almost say that that is my favorite thing, but I have one other thing inside that I'm going to say. So oddly enough, my favorite thing inside is this basement room. It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit creepy, but you know, kind of like some dark and creepy. So here we are. This is definitely a whole vibe going on down here.
Yes.
I just love the creativity in this room. I feel like they were getting all magical with it and got excited with their direction and they just kept going with it and came out, really cohesive and like it. It's entertaining. Like you said, what? They could have one potion rack, but no, they have 8. I think that's a valid choice. It's my favorite room. I enjoy it. Very creative.
It's hard for me to sit there and pick a part of the house that I like the best. I do like a lot of this house. Most of this house. But right now my obsession has become kitchens. So even though this is very simple, very few assets, I like this cozy little kitchen. This little kitchen does it for me. Love it.
I like how it's semi-enclosed back here, but still open. You're not using up a whole ton of space with it, but it gives the illusion of still having, there's room to bustle about in kitchen.
Right.
Got your enclosed attached dining room.
See, they got the summoning bell. They got the summoning bell over here. Glitched in.
Oh yeah, they did what I've done with mine. Ish.
Didn't even notice it until now.
Yeah, I just noticed on my way in that they're using my favorite Castrian.
Okay, now for the hard part. Which part do you like the least?
What do I like the least? Well, it's tough to find one, folks. It really is. I mean, because the thing that I like the least about this house is just glaring math problems that need. It's not really. There aren't any areas that I openly dislike in a way. I think they've been so creative. Captures my imagination. Where did I go? I can't really think of anything that I'm not excited by or fond of in here. It's a very well done house. Really, my least favorite thing is just the math problems. Just fix the math problem. That's all I ask. That's my.
For me, it would have to be this section of partition. They got 2 partitions here, and
Yeah, it's this.
they are both floating up on that thing. I understand that they didn't want the, but no, because they completely hid the rail. So,
Almost.
yeah, they should have pushed it out a little further, and it would have sunk down to the floor, and then this whole wall would have lined up perfectly. It would have been great, and they didn't do it. So now we got this weird little stupid, weird, freaking step in the wall that just irritates the hell out of me. So, yes, those two partitions, the way they've been placed, is my least favorite part of the house.
Yep. I concur. I mean, yes, there are some other math problems to which I refer, but this is the most glaring one. I think we're stuck on the same thing for least favorite. But overall, the aesthetic of the house, it takes your mind and imagination away from those things, thankfully, and we're able to appreciate all of the hard work that went into place. Like I said, the creativity and the consistency will take you far.
I am noticing that they put a trope stage up in the ceiling. And, well, why?
Sometimes you see trope stages where I don't notice them.
Yeah, look up. Look up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, the ceiling is still high enough that you don't really notice right away that it's lowered at all. But, yeah, that is there. You are correct.
They had to have done it to deal with their math issues, because they do have a partition stacked on top of a partition, and that is something the game was not designed to do. So God knows the math problems they had there.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious from what's going on here that the whole corner and this whole stairwell was just a great big struggle, but there are probably ways to fix it.
Okay, so on that note, I think we are going to call this episode. As always, please like and subscribe. If you have any property that you would like to see showcased on our show, please leave a comment down below or get a hold of us on Discord.
Mm-hmm. Yes, if you have any place that you would like us to showcase, got fancy new decoration, let us know, and happy to come and break into your house and touch all of your stuff. We can even do not touching all of your stuff at certain requests, but prefer to touch all of your stuff.
Oh no, don't tell me to not touch something, because you guarantee that it will get touched.
All right, well, I take it back. We will be breaking into your house and touching all of your stuff. So if you would like us to do that, do reach out on Discord or in-game. Let us know, and we will be happy to. And as always, thank you for watching, and like and subscribe, and maybe I can use words properly next time. Have a good day, everyone.
See you guys next week.